style. Man, let's get into it because the All-Star has been split and a lot of things have been taken care of as well. So first off, to get to the awards for the month of January. Player of the month for the month of January. On the east side, it is Cleveland Cavaliers on Mr. Donovan Mitchell. As you can see on the screen, those of you who are watching live on Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and YouTube. 28.6 points per game for Mr. Donovan Mitchell with 5.2 rebounds, 7.6 assists. And the Cavaliers went 11-2 in the month of January. That's the East player of the year. On the West side, let's go down to the Valley of Phoenix, Arizona, where Devin Booker gets the player of the month of January for the West. 30 points a game, 4.4 rebounds, 6.3 assists per game. And he just so happened to go 11-5 for the team in the month of January. That's the player of the month. Rookies of the month. Well, for the East, Brandon Miller of the Charlotte Hornets, 16 points a game, 4.1 rebounds a game with about 2.5 assists a game. Hey, what can I say? And of course, on the West, we know who it is. He's going to win Rookie of the Year. Who's going to stop him from winning Rookie of the Year? Victor Wembanyama of the San Antonio Spurs. Okay, 24 points a game in the month of January. 9.6, almost averaging a double-double in the month of January with close to 3 to 4 blocks a game. That man is doing his thing. It's tough down there in San Antonio. I know it is. But we believe in Coach Pop that when time comes within the next 2 to 3 years, Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs will be back making noise like they usually are. But for right now, it is what it is. We gonna keep it rocking and rolling. I got faith in Coach Pop. He will get the San Antonio Spurs back into the conversation of being playoff teams. Maybe not championship contenders, but definitely in the playoff hunt. Okay, definitely making playoffs, doing certain things, making things happen and stuff like that. But those are your rookies for the month of January. And then we have coach of the month. For the East, the coach of the month goes to the New York Knicks, Tom Thibodeau. The Knicks have been balling. The Knicks have won 9 straight games that are going into this month. That includes with the win that they did last night, okay, over the Indiana Pacers. This team has been rocking and rolling ever since they traded for OG Anunoby from the Toronto Raptors. The Knicks have went up a whole nother level. It's crazy to see, but man, the Knicks are on to something this year. They could be a very, and I do mean very dangerous team come playoff time. 14-2 in the month of January. Got to give it up to them. On the West Side, let's go to the City of Angels. Tyronn Lue, coach of the month for the month of January, 12-3. Ever since that team has found their groove with James Harden and Russell Westbrook coming off the bench to lead the second unit, Kawhi Leonard's been healthy. Paul George's been healthy. All of a sudden, the Clippers looking like the Clippers that we wanted them to look like for the past 3 years. They finally look like it. We're happy to see it. Okay. Can they keep it up? Because the All-Star break is practically like 10 days away. About 14 days away. Yeah. So, but it's going good so far out in LA for the Clippers. We'll see what they got going on moving forward. But it's going good right now. It's going real good right now. We're not going to hop on too much on it. But congratulations to Tom Thibodeau and Tyronn Lue being coaches of the month for the month of January. Congratulations to Victor Wembanyama and Brandon Miller for being rookie of the month of January. And Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker, player of the year in the month of January. All right, we got that. The All-Star is set. We have our rosters. First and foremost, the West team will be going back to East and West. For those of you who don't know, we are making this switch back to the West versus East format. Okay. So the West team will be playing for Boys and Girls Club of Indiana. That's who they'll be playing for. And the East will be playing for Special Olympics Indiana. So those are the charities that both teams play for. The format of the game is still the same. Whoever wins first quarter, certain amount of money to that charity. Second quarter, fourth quarter will be a target point based on whoever has the highest score, plus 24 to honor Kobe Bryant. and that's how you win the games. The format still the same, but we changing how the rosters look. It is East versus West. And speaking of East versus West, we have Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, LeBron James, and Nikola Jokic starting for the West. The reserve was named on TNT last night, and it'll be Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Karl Anthony Towns. Interesting list. Pretty good team. Some people feel like De'Aaron Fox got left out. Demontis Sabonis got left out. There's snubs every year when it comes to the All Star. I don't know. I don't know. Has it been a year that you didn't feel like somebody got snubbed? Okay. Last year was Jalen Brunson and whatnot. This year is De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis in the West. But that's the West team. On the East team, Giannis into the Kupo. Joel Embiid most likely won't be playing in this game due to that injury he has. Initial report saying torn meniscus, but we'll keep an eye on it. Tyrese Halliburton will be seeing if he'll play in the All-Star game. It is in his hometown, in his own building, so we'll see. Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum. Your reserves, Bam Adebayo, Orlando Magic's Paolo Banchero, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, and Julius Randle. I see a lot of first timer. Jalen Brunson a first timer. Tyrese Maxey a first timer. Paolo Banchero a first timer. Saying good some first. Tyrese Halliburton a first timer if I'm correct. I'm gonna say Shea might be his third or second. Anthony Edwards, I think his second. Karl Anthony Towns might be his third. So you got a lot of young people getting into the All-Star game, which will be on the 14th, 16 days from today on TNT and whatnot. Good for that, but allow me to have me a moment, okay? Because Pablo Banchero is on the All-Star team. Pablo Banchero has been selected to the All-Star team. It is a beautiful day in Orlando. Now we have fallen off because the last time I actually talked about the NBA, we were second in the East. Now I'll show you what we had a little later. But Paulo Banchero, man, we are so proud of you, Pablo. You have done well to lead the Magic. We've been sliding, but you are averaging 23 points a game with 7 rebounds and 5 assists. You are worthy of this honor. I am so happy to see the video of the team celebrating your announcement. They ain't even let Ernie finish. Soon he said Orlando Magic. Everybody knew it was Pablo going to the All-Star game. So that's something great to see. I want you to enjoy yourself up in Indiana, being part of All-Star Weekend. I love it. I love it. Speaking of standards, though, I did say, but I needed that moment to congratulate Pablo Banchero because we have a Magic. We have a Magic. It's been a long time since we had a Magic in an All-Star game. I think the last match we had in an All-Star game was probably Dwight Howard. Either Dwight Howard or Jameer Nelson, one of the two. Matter of fact, I think they probably both had in the same year. I don't know. Can't remember right now. But it's been a long time, okay? Since we had our All-Star in the city of Orlando, and we got one in Paulo Banchero. We are going in the right direction. Still got to make some moves to take us to the next level, and that's actually compete in the postseason. Then might need to add another couple more pieces to actually contend for a championship. But I like what we got a young team, and Paulo Banchero is the leader of that team, doing good things. Proud of you, man. Very, very proud of you. Now, let's go to the standings before we close out around the hardwood. The Boston Celtics lead the way at 37-12, followed by the Milwaukee Bucks 32-16. The New York Knicks, stand up, New York, 32-17. You're third in the East right now, as the month of February is beginning. My Magic, we are 25-23, right behind the Miami Heat, who has the same record as us. I'm pretty sure they probably got the tiebreak over us in head-to-head matchups. It's all well and good. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers at 4, Philadelphia at 5. Can they stay afloat without Joel Embiid? The host team was the Indiana Pacers at 6. Okay, Bulls and the Hawks round out the top 10. There's a lot of games to be played right now. We ain't too much on. Right now, as it stands right now, we don't too much care for the Detroit Pistons, the Washington Wizards, and the Charlotte Hornets when it comes to fighting for postseason play. But for 1-12, anything can happen, even though the Toronto Raptors are pretty much 3 games out of the 10th spot. But hey, it is what it is. We're gonna come on All-Star break. Everybody still has a mathematical chance at this moment in time. Nobody's officially eliminated. But for those of us who know basketball, Charlotte ain't making it. Washington ain't making it. And Detroit damn sure ain't making it. So we can clear that up right away. But the other 12 teams fighting for 10 spots, got you covered. That's the East. Let's go to the West. The Minnesota Timberwolves, 20 games above 500 at 34-14. Who had that on their bingo card? I damn sure didn't. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. The Oklahoma City Thunder, we knew that was going to be a better team than they were last year. They are 18 games above 500 at 33-15 and second in the West. Did we have them second in the West? Probably fourth, maybe fifth, but not second in the West at this moment in time. That's where they at. Los Angeles Clippers right behind them. The defending champ, Denver Nuggets in the fourth. Sacramento Kings fifth. Phoenix sixth. Go on to go for the Los Angeles Lakers, 25-25. I'll be talking about them in my next segment because they did something last night that I didn't expect them to do. The Utah Jazz clinging on that 10th spot right now. Then you have the Rockets at 11, Golden State Warriors at 12, Memphis at 13, Blazers at 14, and San Antonio Spurs running up the 15th spot in the West. So far, the West is a little more tricky. Okay, you want to count the San Antonio Spurs out, but the fact they got Wembanyama and they do know how to win some games, get some good competition, yeah, I give them a 15% chance of shocking the world and making a run. 15%, 15%. The Trailblazers, what they did a couple of days ago, and they playing better basketball, and all of a sudden, might give them a 20% chance. Memphis, they don't have John Morant. They don't have Marcus Smart. Supposedly they traded Steven Adams. I just don't know with Memphis. Golden State, they having their problems, but it is Golden State, so you don't count them out because they still got Steph Curry. They still got Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Steve Kerr still the coach, so you don't want to count them out. The Rockets looking better than expected. Even though you know who got them playing better. We'll see if they can raise their level up to the competition of the top of the West. But we'll shall see. Surprise. Utah Jazz, they doing some things. They took one on the chin last night to the 76ers, but that's suspected because it is the Philadelphia 76ers, even though they don't have Joel Embiid. We understand that. But nevertheless, the West is a little more tricky than the East, so we will see in about a month's time where everybody stands at. Yeah, give us to about March, right before March Madness, then we have an idea where everybody's at and who has a legit shot at making playoffs or not. But hey, that's where we at right now, so we're not gonna harp too much on it. But there you go. That is around the Hardwood, the NBA style. When we come back, I'm throwing the flag foul out there. Just be ready. Okay.